All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And if you have any type of cell phone, especially a smartphone, you should have received this message today that says Presidential Alert, 1:17 p.m., October 3rd. This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed. Type Presidential Alert. And so this is the big news today because I'm not the only one who's gotten this message. All right. This message probably went out to, at the bare minimum, 200 to maybe 250 million people. All right. And this article is going to go into it. It says FEMA sends test of presidential alert system to cell phones of millions of Americans. And it says millions of cell phones across the U.S. buzzed at 2:18 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday in the first test of the new Presidential Alert wireless warning system. And it says what I just read to you. It says, why did I get this alert? It says you received Wednesday's alert because you have a cell phone and your service provider is one of more than 100 service providers that participate in the Wireless Emergency Alert System, which is run by FEMA. FEMA sent the alert as the first test of the system to push an alert to cell phones across the U.S., what the agency is labeling a presidential alert. It says what makes this a presidential alert, or makes this alert presidential. The header Presidential Alert indicated that this particular message is meant to go out across the country during a national emergency. Other alerts are more local, notifying people of severe weather or Amber Alerts. And while this is the fourth test of the National TV and Radio Alert, it is the first test of Nationwide Wireless Alert, FEMA said on its website. Can I opt out? No. So that's pretty self-explanatory. It says, does this mean the president can message me anytime? Not really. So that probably means unless it's an emergency, I won't do this. Technically, I can, but I'll only do it unless it's a so-called emergency. What is the WEA? The Wireless Emergency Alert System is the wireless version of FEMA's Integrated Public Alert Warning System, IPAWS, which also includes the TV and radio alerts. The system is meant to provide a way for authorities to quickly inform the public of emergencies. More than 40,000 wireless alerts have been sent since the system started in 2012. The FEMA IPAWS program is responsible for implementing a national public alert and warning system, ensuring that the president can send alert and warning messages to the public under all conditions, and enabling its use by federal, state, local, tribal, and territorial officials during local emergencies. FEMA states said on its website. Why today? They pushed it back because of Hurricane Florence. How did it go? FEMA said it was a success because the national EAS and WEA test messages were successfully originated and disseminated through FEMA's IPAWS to the wireless provider gateways and EAS messages servers. FEMA said in the email, all wireless provider gateways acknowledge receipt of test message. FEMA added that more information about the test will be collected over the next month. How did people react? Social media had fun with the alert, with no shortage of Twitter users posting jokes and memes of the alert. Google also showed a sharp spike in searches around the alert. In New York's Grand Central Station, the bustling terminal fell quiet as dozens of cell phones received the alert. Everybody looked confused, said Rick Brennan, 28. It felt real. Danielle Jenkins, 24, said she is happy that the government has the capability to push out national alerts. It's nice to have this feature, she said. God forbid there is a crisis. Now, you got to be completely dumb not to know that there's not going to eventually be a crisis. Okay? Because as the scripture says, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right? And this is all just a real slick move, all right, to see how people are going to react and see how people are going to receive the information when martial law kicks in. Now you might be saying, well, it didn't say anything about martial law. This is true. Not directly, but you have to think, why would there need to be a time when an agency needs to be able to send a message to the public under all conditions and enabling its use by federal, state, local, tribal, and territorial officials during local emergencies? The only time something like that happens, okay, is if there is some type of, as they would say, terrorist attack, or when there's martial law. Okay? Martial law is the only time where the government would have any reason to do something like this. Because other than that, why else would the government have to abuse or use all this power? Because they're eventually going to start martial law, which is prophesied in the Bible. Okay? Go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, that's complete lawlessness. And if you have complete lawlessness everywhere across the United States, that would constitute as a national emergency, which the president will then be able to send that presidential alert to every single cell phone, letting them know that a state of emergency is advised. Martial law is now commencing. Everyone has 30 minutes to get to where they need to be, or else there's going to be problems. Okay? And during this time of martial law, they can continue to send messages via the smartphone service to let everybody know that, hey, you all have an hour or two to do what you need to do, whether it be to send bills or go to the store, pick up your children, whatever it is. You got this amount of time to do what you need to do. All right. And if your schedule just doesn't happen to coincide with that, okay, when you're out there, you better damn make sure that what you say you're going to do is what you say you're going to do. Because if not, they're going to shoot you or just put you in jail. And it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right? Because when you read the article, that the article just said in, what was it, Grand Station in New York, okay, you got hundreds and thousands of people whose phones just went off at the same time. Everybody looking confused, like, what the hell is going on? Okay. And that's a sign of people being afraid because they don't understand what's going down. All right. Now, granted, after what happened, everybody was probably cool in the sense, oh, okay, this was just a test. But this is a test. This was putting the groundwork for something much bigger and greater, which is that martial law. All right, as the scripture said, man, you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. This is all just a ploy to see how people are going to react and see how many people get this message for when they commence martial law. Everybody is going to be on the same page. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I didn't want to make this too long. Just wanted to let you folks know about this. So with that being said, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai, double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. With that, we're going to say shalom.